afternoon to you all. On behalf of the Human Resources Management team of the Marigold Hotel, I would like to thank you for participating in this briefing. To start with, I would like to briefly explain what Human Resources Management is all about. Human Resources Management is the function within an organization that focuses on recruitment, management, and providing direction for the people who work in the company. The first proper form of human resources management was industrial welfare. It was not as much developed as it is nowadays. However, it, for example, regulated the hours of work for children and women, which had never taken place before that. Since then, human resources has changed its name and ways of approach many times. However, the key target remains the same. HR is used to manage and guide people, so their work helps company to grow. HR officers are making sure to bring company and people together so that the goals of each are met. HR focuses on the people side of management. It consists of practices that help the organization to deal effectively with its people during the various phases of the employment cycle that involves pre-hire, hire and post-hire. The first phase is when a company decides how many positions are going to be open and highlights all the key responsibilities for the role, as well as specifies what qualification an applicant should hold. Then we have the hire phase. A company needs to decide who from all the candidates is the most suitable and skilled, qualified for the role. During post-hire phase, on the other hand, company takes care of the employee and makes sure he receives all the trainings and support that is needed. Now my colleagues from London are going to give you a better and more detailed idea of what human resources is all about. They will talk about delivery models, key concepts of recruitment and selection, as well as about equality and diversity within the company that is so very important. Will?
Thank you for joining, Catalina. Hope everything is fine in Tokyo. And I'm William. HR provides many functions to the organization, such as employees' benefit and career advice. These services must be delivered to large workforces, and the way these are delivered are based on the HR service delivery model. To be able to structure the HR terms of any site, it is important to understand the goals and challenges of HR. HR aims to maximize return on investment in terms of what is spent on employees, the human capitals. The function of HR terms have always been to provide a basic support function, mostly doing admin and dealing with staff matter, in addition to recruitment, placement, training, career development, and so on. In most organizations, the Human Resources Department manages the recruitment and selection process. Selection and recruitment are used interchangeably, but however, both have different scope. Recruitment generates application of applicants for specific position to be filled into the organization. In other words, it is a process of finding and touching capable applicants for employment. Recruitment may also be defined as a process of bringing right people for the right position. Recruitment involves searching for candidates from as many reliable sources as possible. This includes internal sourcing, employees referral, internal posting in job site, school and professional association, advertisement in newspaper, and using professional network. The selection process uses tools such as interview, skill test, personality test, work sample, and reference checks, weeding out unsuitable applicants and selecting those individuals with prerequisite qualification and capabilities to fill the jobs into the organization. To be concluded, Selection is a negative process that rejects as many unqualified applicants as possible so as to hire the right candidate, while recruitment is a positive process that attracts more and more candidates and stimulates them to apply for the jobs. And now I will hand it to my colleague, Ariana.
Thank you so much.
One.
Thank you so much, William. So with our company, when we are thinking about Marigold, we need to think about some factors when we are addressing recruitment and selection. So we need to think about the budgets that we have. We need to think about the time that we have to do it. Obviously, when we are talking about a kitchen porter, we are talking about someone that can be hired very fast. When we are talking about maybe a rooms division manager, we will have some time, more time to make the right decision. And obviously the level of role, again, if we are talking about a receptionist or we are talking about a hotel manager. And then when we have this figured out, we need to think about the methods that we're going to use when we are recruiting. What is our target? What is our audience target? So with that, we were thinking about if we're doing advertising, which type of advertising are we going to do? Are we talking about with agencies or employment consultants, which are known as headhunters normally, and they are used normally in high roles. All of the recruitment will also depend on the size of the company that we are working with. With Marigold, we are talking about a 200 bedroom hotel, and the organizational type, which this time will be private, and the target audience as well. This will go obviously with the values that we have in the hotel as well. When we have this, when we find a middle ground for this, we'll obviously go to the selection methods that we would like to use. You have some interviews that we can do, role play, assessment centers. Obviously this is very interconnected with the budget that you will provide us, and obviously the psychological assessment as well. And the role play, maybe we can do it with the receptionist because it's a more one-to-one where we can see how they act in their soft skills, which is very important for a receptionist, for example. And maybe for a trial shift, we will use it in the kitchen because they don't interact directly with another person, but we need to actually see how they work manually. With this, and when we do all this together and we find the middle ground and we decide what's the best path to go, we will have positive impacts. And when we do recruitment and selection the right way, we will have improvement in predictivity within the hotel with our employees, and the image of the hotel. Obviously, even in recruitment, when we recruit and we are doing the selection, and even if we don't select that exact person, it's the image that we provide to them. They will leave the interview, even if they don't stay with us, but they will leave with the image of Marigold. So we need to take care of that as well. And obviously the performance will be enhanced if we do the right selection, because the right people will be working with the right people in the right place. And then the organizational strategy will take place and they will be performed and high performance in that matter as well. So now I'm handing over to Nancy.
Thank you for introducing me, Ariana. Today I'm going to be talking about a couple of points to take into consideration when recruiting. The first one is why is it important to have equality and diversity in the workplace. And the first reason which we think is considerable is that in all the country nowadays, all the customers are becoming more multicultural, and they want to know more about different type of cuisine and different cultures. So we believe that having staffing from different countries dealing with customers would actually make their experience much more improved, and that's why we believe to have different diverse within the organization. Second point would be the diverse customer need. Having different type of staffing we target a marketing which is quite open to the public, so you won't have just one type of targeting market, for example just an European group of market, but you can actually expand with the Chinese market or South African market because of your stuffing, so that will make them more comfortable and they will diverse their need. Following is the working culture. Nowadays young people, they want to know more about different countries, they want to travel more, they want to discover. So having different stuff from different parts of the world will actually motivate the stuff which you have to travel around the world. So we believe is quite important. And lastly is the language skill for the business. So within a company you can actually expand in the following years, and having some stuff which comes from different part of the world, and they have this multi-language skill would actually make you a better perspective view, because if you open in a different part of the world you can actually give them a good opportunity. The next point would be, why should you be ethical when recruiting and selecting? So the word ethical means moral character. So that means that a good ethical recruiter would be someone that is not judging someone who is having an interview by what they're wearing or what their gender is or what their religion, what their culture is, but they're actually taking every single thing into consideration. So the first step is to be ethical would be to actually look for someone for a merit, but not actually for something that you actually need. So it's actually to be fair towards everyone. You know, if you're recruiting someone, you don't wanna tell them something which you wouldn't like to hear if you wouldn't pass the interview. And the other thing is actually not judge someone's potential by a 5 minutes interview. We believe this is not right. This is why if anything is wrong, we contact the person we took in the interview. And that's all. Thank you very much. I hope you cleared everything about what we are about. And thank you.